promise of freedom, but taken from another. What kind of liberty is this? Promise of peace and justice for the people at the cost of bloodshed and death. Claiming the right for the living voice of people, but they kill the cry of the unborn. Empty words, so many empty promises, failing the nations, but God louder than words. Your blood speaks, the truth shall be heard. Your blood speaks, God's justice and peace, the echo of your love, calling us to come, calling to come.
Let me explain. It's believed that Hitler motivated his German troops to destroy the Jews based on his interpretation of bloodshed in the past. Hitler persuaded his associates and troops that a Jewish Holocaust would be tolerated by the West. Hitler allegedly said, "Who after all speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians?"
Wat so goed? What is this annihilation word mean?
Annihilation.
Yeah, that one.
Don't you know what it means?
No, that is why I'm asking. Einstein?
Annihilation. It means to completely ruin, to utterly destroy.
Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians? Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians? Are you saying to us that Hitler used the killing of around 1.5 million Armenians to motivate and to justify his killing of 6 million Jews?
Yes.
Is this really true?
Let's look at the history. He justified his actions based on the fact that the world did nothing when the Armenians were massacred. In 1915, this mass slaughter actually happened. Delegates, these are the facts.
No, this is manipulation of the facts. You know, take it from the past to serve his own selfish agenda with no tolerance or respect for the human rights of other nations.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. But let's just stand still for a moment and let me give you another interpretation of the massacre of the Armenian people. You'll find it on page 10.
We cannot interpret history the way Hitler did.
Armenia could have positioned itself for revenge against the Muslim Turks, justified by the massacre of their people. But there was an initiative through a prophecy from their God, which they could have reacted on and that would have protected them from the bloody slaughter of their people. This forewarning was given to them by their Christian God. Their God told them to flee from their country.
So if they obeyed their Christian God, then this massacre would never have happened.
Yes. In this forewarning that this Christian God gave, the west coast of America was specifically shown to be a place of refuge.
So wait. You are saying that all the nations of the world must now just serve this Christian God and then be led by his guidance, and then we will have peace on earth. I don't think so.
Let's not get into religion now, because that was the cause of much bloodshed in the world.
Exactly.
I agree. But that bloodshed was in the name of religion.
Duh.
I believe that the church needs to repent and ask forgiveness for that bloodshed, and for many times following religion and not pursuing a true relationship with the Son of God, where grace and forgiveness are key ingredients from this place of relationship with their God. the warning came to the Armenians to flee from a terrible danger that would come to their people.
I'm hearing 3 points.
I'm hearing nothing.
Point number 1. It could be important to hear the voice of this God, as it could protect nations. Point 2, this God is serious about peace and reconciliation. Point 3, peace comes through forgiveness, whereas wars come through revenge.
Pastors, preachers, archbishops, let's leave your little sermon for Sunday and let's get back to reality.
Okay, but just remember what I said. There's blood that speaks of forgiveness and there's blood that speaks of revenge.
And you know, this principle of forgiveness and reconciliation should first start in every family, in every nation.
You know, one of the former presidents of South Africa, Nelson Mandela,
Ooh, Mandela.
he used these same principles to guide the nation into freedom and peace. Nelson Mandela once said, "Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace."
Yeah, I also actually read somewhere. That he said that as he walked out the door towards the gate, they would lead to his freedom. He knew that if he did not leave his hatred and bitterness behind, he would still be in prison.
I will at least agree that that man had a lot of wisdom, which prevented much bloodshed in South Africa. The next generation must learn from his example.
I actually also read a quote from Martin Luther King the other day. I think I still have it on my cell phone. Yes, here it is. Racial violence as a way of achieving, violence as a way of achieving racial justice is both impractical and immoral. I am not unmindful of the fact that violence brings momentary results. Nations have often won their independence in battle, but in spite of temporary victories, violence never achieves permanent peace. Our youth can so easily see tolerance, forgiveness, and reconciliation as insignificant principles to bring forth a society of justice, peace, and equality for all races.
Why does this racial issue always keep us away from unity, respect, and harmony in nations and between nations?
Yes.
We need to go beyond all of these to have nations in a new world order of peace. But now I'm tired. I called for a coffee break.
More powerful than force, your blood